Some people know from a young age that they want to travel. Some people are forced to travel for family or work. But for me, going into college, I had only ever been to 3 other countries other than my own. The travel bug that so many of my older family members had talked about just hadn't bit me yet. Needless to say, going abroad wasn't in my view for at least a couple years into college, or so I thought. When I was making my college decision, I wanted to stay close-ish to home. I only applied to city schools that were near my small state of Connecticut, and that's part of the reason why I love Northeastern, close enough to home but still in the amazing city of Boston. When I got my acceptance email, I was in disbelief. I could go to Northeastern. When I scrolled farther down, I realized the conditions of my acceptance. I had to go abroad. That was it. Done deal. For a while, I completely took NUN out of the running, but my friends encouraged me to take a risk. I realized that maybe staying close to home was silly. I took NUN back off the shelf, reconsidered it, and realized that it was exactly what I needed. Within a couple of days, it felt like I'd been in Rome forever. My friends and I were suddenly grocery shopping and cooking, getting used to our apartments, and discovering everything the city had to offer. By the 3rd week, I was already embarking on my first trip, the Amalfi Coast. It was hard to believe that my first semester of college could mean spending the weekends in a vineyard house in the mountains of Amalfi. And that weekend, I truly began to understand how much of the world I really hadn't seen. My peers and I spent our days walking around quiet little towns, grocery shopping at little markets, and cooking all together at night for a big meal. Planning trips became a weekly affair. My friends and I would sit down and think of a place we wanted to see, book the cheapest flight we could find, and come Thursday evening, we were getting on a flight to a whole other country, most of the time with only a backpack and a passport. Over the course of the next 8 weeks, my friends and I made it to Amsterdam, Croatia, Pisa, Siena, Paris, Florence, London, and Switzerland. Each place we went, we would figure out the public transportation, Google Translate some useful phrases, and be on our way. It felt like the whole world was ours to discover. I've been exposed to so many different languages, cultures, foods, and traditions than I could ever have dreamed of experiencing without NUN. I jumped out of a plane. I saw the Eiffel Tower at night. I took a picture with the Mona Lisa. I saw the Statue of David. I ziplined in Croatia. I kayaked in the Swiss Alps. I had tea in London, and I lived in Italy for 4 months. And although it's sad to talk about it in the past tense, I wouldn't have been able to talk about it at all without Northeastern. I can now say that my mindset has been globalized, and I'm able to feel comfortable in any new place I go to. I've learned to take care of myself, grocery shop in a different language, and navigate intercultural interactions all 4,000 miles away from everything I knew before. I know NUN has made me a more independent person and has also offered me the opportunity to make lifelong friends through this shared experience. I can safely say that after NUN, travel and international connections will always be a part of my life, and I hope to always consider Rome my second home.
Slug and lettuce. Slug and lettuce.
Slug.
Slug gut little guy. And lettuce.